We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hotel. I am that I am. Some call me Haru, your modern monk, your cannabis fitness strategist. Back at it here again for you. Billion informed per day keeps the stupidity away. Yes, 1 billion informed per day keeps the stupidity away. Episode 105, Substance Abuse versus Addiction. We're going to get a little deep on y'all today. Yes, 105, episode 105, Substance Abuse versus Addiction. Before I get into that, I want to give a shout out and thank you to all of you who's actually been downloading, who's been sharing, who's been following, who's been commenting, giving that positive energy, that negative energy, that all that energy. Just bring it on over here. Bring it on over here so I can grow more and more and more and develop into that one person I want to become, right? That's all we all strive for. Isn't that correct? Or are you with me? But let me give my shout outs to you. Thank yous and appreciate you. Thankful for you for tuning in, tuning up, connecting back to who you are, the universe. You feel me? Shout out to my sponsor, my Wellness and Health. You want your wellness and health? Come look up this brother, Method Moreno, Dr. Boz Moreno. Shout out to you, brother, for all your support and all the things you're doing for the world, for the universe, and giving back to the universe. Ooh, that's another one. You can always hit the brother on the website at drbozmoreno.xyz as well as drbozmoreno at .com. You can email him at support@methodmoreno@gmail.com. That's support@methodmoreno@gmail.com. You can text the brother. I would suggest that you text the brother before you engage within a conversation or via email, but text him at 404-462-0571. That's 404-462-0571. Now, if you're ready to get your mental health, your mental game up, and your physical fitness game up, you come talk to me, Haru, the modern monk, right here 24/7, 7 days a week for you, supporting you, taking you to the next level. Shout out to all the viewers who are in this call right now or on this Instagram live, even though we're recording the podcast show live. Yeah, that's 105, brother. We just gonna keep it pushing. So tune in, the modern monk. The website is youarethegymlive.com. That's youarethegymlive.com. You can always email me at youarethegym@gmail.com for those health and fitness and mental concerns. And you can email me or you can text me at 206-659-6382. You know, we got them t-shirts for sale, $27 a shot. Everybody who's viewing this show should be actually having their own shirts. I should be having thousands and thousands of previews of my t-shirts going on over here at You Are the Gym. Yes, because the value is really you. That's really why I do these particular podcast shows. Or not just podcast shows, but informative type shows, because I want to help people trigger the thinking. Therefore, we can start triggering more thinking strategies to better ourselves or sustain ourselves, because that's what time it is, self-sustainability. This is where this government is pushing you to anyway. Get your ass out the city. That's basically what they're telling me. So let's jump right into it. Let's get all on the same balance beam here. Before I go into that, let me take some of my tobacco. Yes, the tobacco leaf known as the Cannabis aureolus. But let's dive into substance abuse versus addiction. Now, many of us have been experiencing these particular energies, if you want to do it energies or synergies, however you want to look at it, because it is a synergy for some folks. Substance abuse versus addiction. Now let's get deep into this, because this is really a subject matter that's very sensitive in a lot of communities, a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of family members that kind of ignore these particular issues or these particular energies that actually have a negative effect. In some cases, it can be a positive effect too. And that's the reason why we talk about these certain issues or certain energies that are actually out there, that are involved within our choices that we make as we move along in this plateau or this dimension, right? Now, I know a lot of y'all not feeling me. I know a lot of y'all not hearing me. I know a lot of y'all not understanding or taking these examples and using them in your life. Because see, the first question you should be asking yourself is, why am I here? Why do I want to get involved? Why do I have to be a part in this industry or the part of this particular worldview? Shout out to you, Johnny. I definitely would like you to come on here, but right now, we can set up, if you're interested, we can set up a type of interviews, collaborative, if you want to do that. So hit me up later or text me or YouTube me. You can get me on 206-659-6382 and we can talk a little bit more, talk live if you want to come. But this is basically an episode I'm kind of diving into a little bit more on substance abuse and addiction. Because this is something I think a lot of us been ignoring, but we don't really face it, especially with your fellow family members. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I've been experiencing most of my life, especially close family members. When your mother, your father, brothers, sisters, you know what I'm saying? Uncles, nieces, nephews, whatever it may be. Because it's a lot of this abusive type mentality, addiction type mentality that is very negative or bringing down the energy of the family unit. You know what I'm saying? Not just because you just keep going back to jail or keep getting bailed out or keep whatever the case may be, keep being addicted to like meth, cannabis, everything. I wouldn't say cannabis is you can't really abuse cannabis, keep it real with you. And it's not addiction. That's another thing too. It's not addictive. You can do without it unless you have addictive nature. You feel me? Are you with me on this? Because substance abuse and addiction are totally different atmospheres. They're totally different atmospheres. So let me back on up and let me get us on the same balances where I'm actually coming from. I'm going to be shooting this definition from our lovely Google. Our Google. And the cool thing about the Google thing is convenient, right? It's right there. It's live. I want to do more live video, like where you're seeing me actually in my typing mode or whatever the case may be, because I'm planning on finishing up this book, Confessions of the Mind of an Athlete. And basically what this book is actually going to be catered to is for your health and wellness. Well, it's for your mental health as well as your physical health. That's where I'm going to be particularly focusing this particular book, Confessions of the Mind of an Athlete, overcoming resilience. These manners, these certain habits that I think you should have, certain disciplines. That's hands down, just certain disciplines you should be already having within your lifestyle or your mentality, especially if you're looking at becoming successful or being successful in your realm, even though I think success has different definitions. You know what I'm saying? Literally, or how you bridge those successful attributes to value that success, if that makes sense. So let's dive into it. Meaning of substance abuse, meaning of addiction. Let's go into it. Substance abuse. Overindulgence in dependence on addictive substance, especially alcohol or drugs. You can even include certain habits that you do that are they're not building, they're taking you down, certain habits. You feel me? I'm reading a book right now called Million Dollar Habits by Robert. Shout out to you, my brother. What's good with you, Kyle? I'm reading a book right now called The $1 Million Habits. Actually, let me get it right here. $1 Million Habits. This is an older book. This is actually an older book. I mean, he wrote the book first back in the, I think, 90s, actually. Keep it real with you. Early 90s. He wrote this book back in the early 90s. Robert Ringer. He's actually a pretty well-known #1 bestseller all around the world, literally. The dude is like 80 years old. Matter of fact, this is one of the interviewees I want to get on the show here in the near future. Because this book actually breaks down a lot of habits that you, especially as an athlete, you tend to kind of have. Let me back up. If you was some type of athlete, if you perform, I would say high school, right? High school. If you was an athlete all through your high school years, 4 years usually, experience organized sports, or even a military background. If you even got a military background, you have certain disciplines that you have created with those particular organizations, right? You have these habits that you do, that you're concrete on, that actually can help you, in some cases not help you. But this book actually is breaking down these particular habits, certain habits that you constantly have. And what I'm going to be doing with Confessions of the Mind of an Athlete is basically bridging those gaps. How are these issues actually vital to you, or work for you, or not work for you? Because certain situations, I think, have their own unique kind of approach to an extent. Because it depends on who you are becoming. If you're allowing yourself to become that. Because a lot of us seem like we don't want no experiences. We just want to go about life and just get whatever it gives us. Y'all didn't hear me that. Substance abuse, addiction, right? Substance abuse, addiction. I'm addicted. Substance abuse. So we broke it down. Alcohol and drugs, right? So let me go over here to addiction. Addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity, right? See, I got an addiction. I'm a fitness, I would say, I'll probably get a whole bunch of flack if saying the word I was going to say, but I'll back up on that one. But I'm addicted, literally. I'm addicted to fitness, right? I'm addicted to my physical fitness. And the crazy thing is, I don't know why you and other people are not addicted to their fitness, or to their appearance, or to their activity of how they perform. You kind of feel what I'm saying? Because look, you only live one life. Your Bible, your all your books, your Quran, your Torahs, all the books. Think about it. It's telling you to live a fruitful life, not a stagnant life trying to get to somewhere that you don't know it exists. It doesn't exist. The only time it exists in this real reality that we're living in, this dimension. So why not make the best out of it? Y'all not feeling me. Substance abuse and addiction. This is episode 105. 105, and we moving right along. And like I said, shout out to you. If you don't know, now you know. The greatest host of all the most, his name is Haru, the Modern Monk, at you live. Just tuning in and tuning up. That's all we want you to do. We talk about substance abuse and addiction. Yay! I'm addicted. I'm addicted to that fitness world. I'm addicted to how I can better my life, how I can develop the striations, the groathens, or the maturity of the muscle. That's what I'm about right now. I'm at the age right now. I don't need to be the buffest guy in the room. You feel me? I need to be the healthiest mentally, physically, spiritually. You feel me? Financially. I need to be the healthiest in the best state I can be in. And want to keep being in. I want to be, when y'all looking at a brother and I'm 120 years old, I'm still looking like this. Looking young. Getting around, doing the things that I used to do. And still do. That's the mentality of long health. creating health, creating an environment. That's another thing we don't talk about. You're talking about abusive substance abuse with your environment, addictions to your environment. Oh, now I want to pop collars. I want to, I live this trap life, so I'm going to stay living in this trap life, even though I got a few thousand coming in from my album. But I still want to live this trap life. I still want to walk around being a wannabe gangster, even though most of them rappers are not even close to the lifestyle. Not even close to the lifestyle. You heard of actors? Y'all heard of actors and actresses, right? It's a bunch of them out there. And you know what? A lot of us got substance abuse, addictions. Y'all probably saying, look at this brother. He tearing up that nicotine. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's an addiction. We love you. Shout out to my brother Nazir. Your big birthday. Shout out to you, brother. If you don't know, now you know. You know I be thinking about y'all brothers and sisters. You know, those of you who are moving and manifesting all the goodness and graciousness and opportunities that is out here available in the universe as the love and energy and the hate and the chaos and all this other energies that's out here. It's a part of the building blocks. Let our powers combine. Substance abuse, addiction. Now, what are the differences? What is the difference between substance abuse as well as addiction? What is the difference? Now, an article I found that was interesting. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to kind of browse it a little bit. But it was WebMD. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with WebMD. It's a big reputable website when it's come to medical issues, addictions and whatnot, substance abuse, especially when it comes to opioids. Y'all know that. Y'all heard of that term before. Yeah, Percocets and all the other fun pain relief. And it's funny too. We talk about all these pain relief, and you know how many natural substances, herbs that we have that will actually help you? Yeah, you may have to take more of it to be able to get the effect of what it can truly do as far as healing substance wise. But see, this is another thing about cycling. That's why I talk about cycling. With any kind of substance you're working with, you always got to get off the substance. Whatever it is, the drug or whatever the nature of it, the solution, get off, because your body have to reinvent itself. The body have to repair itself, replenish. These are certain things that we don't really take in heed when we're building body. Look, I just got done doing compound exercise, big compound movements, the big 5, right? I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks. Now I'm going into my more reps, more higher reps, because I was doing like 5 on 5, 5 reps, 5 sets, right? The last 2 weeks, now I'm going into my regimen where I up the reps, getting the crazy pull-ups in, the push-ups in. You feel what I'm saying? But see, these are the things where you have to be understanding certain elements within your life. Everything is cycle, even with your food. Stop eating eggs for a week or 2 weeks. Get the stuff out your system. You kind of see what I'm saying? Therefore, it would do its job when the substance is introduced back to your body. And hopefully the substance is good substance, not bad substances. Even though really in reality, food and all that these chemicals are really bad substances in our body. Therefore, waste or shit. We shit out all the waste or the shit that we can't use within our bodies. You feel what I'm saying? Therefore, some of us are abusive, constantly eating. You feel what I'm saying? Constantly eating, not really giving ourselves a chance or opportunity to digest or to clean up everything out of your system. Therefore, you get the energy. Look, I'm doing a cycle right now. I'm doing a cycle literally right now. I'm on some substance. The cool thing, like people always talk about bone, your joint mobility. Start doing yoga. All you got to do is start doing yoga, then start adding omega 3s and 6s and 9s or krill oil in your diet. You feel what I'm saying? And not saying it's got to be all the time. Even if you just do the particular substance for 30 days, then cycle it out of your body. And you don't have to do yoga every day. You can do yoga 3 times a week. You feel what I'm saying? Any kind of working out. Because it's a lifestyle. You want it to be your lifestyle, a part of your lifestyle. That's why I'm talking substance abuse and addiction. Now, let me go back to where I was going to go back. What's the difference? So this particular article was actually pretty good. But I'm just going to read certain parts in it that I thought was interesting, even though it is interesting, the whole article. But what is substance abuse? Substance abuse is not the same thing as addiction, though it is still cause for concern. Both overusing a substance and using a substance in a manner other than its intended use are signs of substance abuse. Now, think about this. We have family members, or let me back up before I go there. Let me show you a timeline. 1980s. My grandmother had diabetes. Nobody knew what that shit was in the 80s. It wasn't as predominant like it is now when you're starting to see every team member or every family member having some kind of diabetic issue or crazy shit. And when you look, I'm looking at how I grew up, what we was eating and the food we was eating and shit like that. Don't take me wrong. It was some substance food that was good for us, but then it was a lot of food that was not good for you. And when you're abusing it, you don't even know it because you got Pepsi sitting up under your bed, hiding it, drinking it daily. Then we got gallstones. This was another example in my family. My grandmother. Crazy. We don't really think about the shit, but at the time, these are things we don't even care about until it start affecting us. Then you start seeing, okay, all of a sudden the 90s, going through the 90s, you started seeing more diabetics. Then 2000, you started seeing kids. That's when you really tripped out. Kids dying from diabetes and stuff. High diabetic. And then you look at the food. Look at the food. The food has been getting worse. Food has been getting worse. It was funny because I was talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago. And we was laughing because we was talking about one of the packaging, in the stores. The packages are so small. They make the package big, but then the substance in it is smaller now, right? Kind of like the TV dinners. Those of you in the 90s or the 80s remember the TV dinners. The TV dinners were so fucking big back in the day. The servings were huge, and the servants could fill you back then. Think about this. The servants could fill you back then. And you didn't cook another one. You didn't have to. Now, today, the substance of it are so small now that it's like, okay, I got to eat 2 or 3 of these motherfuckers just to get full. Yeah, I'm telling you. People, look. All the dots are there. Everything is there. It's about how are we getting so disconnected with our lifestyle? And you know what it is? It's the phone. It's the abusiveness of, I got to check my likes. I got to check my Facebook likes. I got to see who's actually listening to me. Look, like I told you guys before, I love this. I enjoy this. This is something, even if I don't have one person on this call or on my social media site, I don't care. This is the thoughts. These are things that's going in my head that I'm like, why are we not talking about these issues and really getting down to the nitty gritty? Why these energies are having so much effect on our people? Then we're wondering, hence, deaf, dumb, blind. Like I keep saying, it's no way your homeless community is so fucking drugged out, substance abuse, therefore they don't even know where they are at. You feel me? They don't have no consciousness of what's going on, literally. They don't have no consciousness of what's going on. substance abuse, addiction. Ironically, how do the homeless actually get their pills and all that other substance? How is that working? But they don't have no place to live? Nobody, you know how many bridges they done burned? That's another thing. We talked about this the other day. Shout out to my brother Shaka Shabazz, my brother. Red Shack Productions. Nautic Entertainment. We putting it down. We talked about the substance abuse. He just was talking about, he works in a hospital and he just seeing all the abusiveness, all the chronic diseases that's going on within our culture. And we don't even question that. But you rather have a nice ass car but look like shit. Big ass house but your body look like shit. Your mind is shit. Substance abuse, addiction, clutter. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not claiming that I have all the answers. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research. It's out there. It's right there in front of you, in plain sight, as the brothers and sisters would say. Behavior signs of substance include regular missing work, school, social events, failing to fulfill obligations, irritable, moodiness, denying the severity of drug use problem, isolating oneself from family and friends. How many people do you know? How many people do you know that actually have the same fucking blood going through their arms and heart and everything else that's related to you? Got your DNA, your genetic code. Y'all not with me. Y'all think this brother crazy. Y'all looking at this brother. He's asking questions. He's asking questions. Yeah, I'm tired of the bullshit too. It's time to cut him off. It's time to cut it off. Substance abuse, addiction. Somebody got to cut it off. These social programs. What are these social programs doing for the substance abuse? When you got 1 billion people, substance abuse dies. What you gonna do with 1 billion people? Right? We only working with so-called. This is what they're telling us. We got what, 7 billion, almost 8 billion people on this plane. Just think, most of them billions are substance abuse. We know that in America, even though America doesn't. I'm sure they done grown since 300 million. I'm sure they grown way bigger than that. You know, they've been telling us that for a couple of decades. So you guys got to realize we having children in the neighborhoods like a fucking rabbits. People just having babies. You know what I'm saying? Just bringing them in. Oh yeah, come on, let's go. Let's go to the party. Let's go party, baby party. This is what people thinking. Think about it. And we don't even understand what's really going on with the substance abuse, with the addiction, right? How it's actually affecting you and your environment. And what is actually given to other people when they're seeing that. Think about it. I'm curious of when all these people who be coming from all out of town come to Hawaii, or especially Honolulu. They come here and all they see is these homeless. What is really going on in their head? You know, and these homeless are not friendly. They're not friendly. Let me say it like that. They're not friendly. So don't give me that bullshit and this and that. Everybody always trying to paint a clear picture of why we do abusive shit. Why we do addictive shit. Stop giving excuses. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of being tired, as the sister. I'm tired of being tired. Hoppo. She put it up on him too. And that catapulted Oprah's career. Took her career to a whole nother level. Y'all know that? Hoppo. Y'all not feeling me. Y'all not feeling me. Abusive. What is addiction? According to National Institution of Drug Abuse, addiction differs from substance abuse in that it's a chronic disease that's incurably difficult to control. Abuse of certain substances such as alcohol, prescription drugs, can use chemical changes in the brain that lead to addiction. These changes compel someone to keep using the substance that they are addicted to, no matter what the negative effects may be. I had a good friend of mine. Shout out to you, brother. Hopefully this is all good. But he was addicted to meth. Creative brother. Hands down, creative. I mean, amazing. I mean, the skill level was just amazing. The imagination just was amazing. You know, but that meth took him out of character. Changed his whole DNA. Changed his whole curriculum. Affect him totally different, right? Abusiveness, addictiveness, killing all his bridges, just blowing up all the bridges, right? This is the thing, and this is what's crazy about, because this a substance abuse type mentality or addiction abuse kills most of your relationships. I know even with my relationships with some of my family members, no longer, we ain't even talking. You feel me? And it's crazy. It's literally crazy. I don't understand it because I'm like, okay, you cutting off the blood. You cutting off your blood. Look, they always talk about blood is thicker than water, but some abusive mentalities, some things you're getting so abusive, even toxic relationships. If you're not moving forward, why are you with this? Why are we dealing with this? You feel me? So stop always thinking because it's a family member close to you that you got to be supportive in this shit. You know they'll shit on you and don't give a fuck about you, hands down. So I'm like, no, I'm done with the abusive. I'm done with all that shit. I don't care if you my mom. I don't care if you my dad, my grandma, grandpa. I don't give a fuck. My brother, my sister, I don't give a fuck. If you got that and it's destroying us, I don't want to hear it. Because you know me. I'm a health fanatic. I want the best of all the best. I want my environment positive. And that's one of the other reasons why I need to get around more of an opportunity to be able to go to places I want to go to and not feel restricted by the ocean. You feel me? The ocean is big. I am the ocean. You feel me? I'm the earth too. So I feel I live anywhere. I go anywhere. That's my mentality. I'm the universe. I'm Mother Earth. I'm Father Earth too. I'm the universe. You feel me? I'm the one. That's how you got to look at things. And you know, like anything you're addicted to, obviously is going, some cases it can be a bad issue, and some cases it can be a good issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my girlfriend is the gym. Or the acting of the gym. I am the gym. She don't fail me. I feel a lot better after I go work out. Hence, just coming back now. Feeling a lot better. Just got done doing a nice little chest and back workout. Killed it too. Just killed it. Annihilated. Annihilated it. And I felt so good. I was planning on going back out. I want to go back out and film some video for y'all. That's how good I'm feeling. But I got these 2 weeks coming up thanks to my vacation time. I'm going to do some videos, get some videos out there, get back on my live pull-up, push-ups, workout videos for those of you who's actually interested in them. Well, I've been having a lot of, why you put no videos back up on there? But, like I said, addiction. Now let me go down this. This was into common symptoms of drug addiction include developing a tolerance to the drug, experience withdrawal symptoms when you try to stop using, being unable to stop even when you want to, constantly thinking about the drug, how to get it, and how to make you, and then how it makes you feel, inability to complete daily tasks, relationship problems with friends, family, and co-workers, sleeping too little or too much, changes in appetite, changes in appearance including bloodshot eyes, weight gain, loss, tumors, or shakes, lack of personal hygiene, mixing drugs and alcohol, stealing or borrowing money to pay for drugs, abusing prescriptions to get more of certain drugs. Addiction. I'm addicted. That how we used to do it? Mm-hmm. Addicted. But why not be addicted to advancing the mindset, I had to become better? Creating that habit. Creating a reading habit. Creating a workout habit. Creating a mental awareness habit. Creating visualization habit. Right? Now these are the things you should be addicted to. The learning. The learning. The advancement. This was the difference between, like I said, the Albert Einsteins, the Edisons, the Henry Fords, all these guys. When you read about these dudes, the Titans are the Titans, the Andrew Carnegies. These dudes took time, meditate. If you want to go that route, they took the time to meditate. Always in one single room, listening to their thoughts. Carl Jung, another advocate of that. No wonder why we're talking about him today. Joseph Campbell. Amos Wilson. Chancellor Williams. Y'all not, I don't understand y'all. Even Neatly Fuller. Neatly Fuller. A lot of y'all don't even know who that brother is. Washington, D.C., no longer with us. Shout out to you. Rest in peace, my brother. Neatly Fuller. I even had a chance to even sit down and talk with the brother. I mean, this was years ago, but I actually got down and sat down and talked. This brother came out with a book, and the book is underrated. Literally, the book is underrated, and it never was massively published because he was self-publishing it back then. We talking early 80s, going into the 90s. And he was doing a lot of talks too back then, and he's got a lot of stuff on YouTube. I noticed some people had put some of his stuff on YouTube. Neatly Fuller, and he talked about some of these issues or these 9 principles that we have been dealing with within our culture. That we really haven't been addressing. That's what I'm saying. Everything's through the law books, but it seemed like we're not trying to implement no law. All we doing is implementing bullshit, like we've been doing. And we've been keeping it on the ding. And it was interesting because this was actually written on, I reposted it on my Facebook, but this was kind of interesting. It says addiction is giving up everything for one thing. Recovery is giving up one thing for everything. And that was a Facebook quote somebody had posted up. It was very interesting though, because that when you start putting, look, we are here for a reason. You may not know your reason, but hey, your reason may be, look, everybody, they're watching you. And I know, don't take me wrong, I probably got job co-workers or whatever watching, tuning in, seeing what I'm up to. Look, I'm all about positive energy, moving forward. But don't tell me some dumb shit when you know. How long can you, think about this, how long can you go with just the bullshit before the facade, before the Wizard of Oz is revealed? You feel what I'm saying? When Toto moved that sheet, come on, let's go back to Wizard of Oz, 1939. Y'all know the movie. I'm sure all of y'all watched that movie. If not, go watch it. The Wizard of Oz. Frank Oz. Great Arthur. Came up with a scenario. And you know that movie was literally talking about Rockefeller back in the day? Y'all, I'm telling you, I did a whole history behind that, the Wizard of Oz. That's a whole nother story, but but my point is this. It's understanding that Toto revealed, and Toto, the name Toto, is deep too. The revealer. Think about it. He revealed who the Oz was, the wizard behind the Oz, right? Think about it. Now, y'all wondering what's going on. Addiction. Substance abuse. That brother got substance abuse. No, substance abuse. Substance abuse treatment. Now, those of you who need some treatment, I know a lot of you don't even want to, we don't even want to admit it. Let's talk about that. We don't even want to admit it that we have substance abuse or we're addicted to certain shit. You know what I'm saying? you get certain people telling you, maybe your closest people tell you, maybe say something to you, but tell a stranger, somebody, maybe a stranger, have to say something to you or see something in you that is like, okay, that's very addictive nature. You might want to go get that checked out. That's when you some cases it tend to trigger in there. But when you take the time to reflect on what you're doing, when you take the time, let's throw that out there. When you take the time to reflect, then you start seeing some issues, seeing some things line up, right? You start seeing everything fall in place. Okay, this is why my mom don't do this, or this is why my dad don't do this, or yada yada yada, or my brother or me, or how I've been acting, and I'm burning all these bridges. My like I said, and I know everybody always talk about, is interesting too. They talk about me, my, I. These words are bad when you're delivering it to people, because it's not just about you and what you about. And yeah, I know I'm the biggest guy in the gym and whatever. But they don't want to hear that. They want to hear about them, you. You have the greatest ability in the world. You just have to recognize that skill. You have to push that skill. You have to push that energy that is a added value, not an abusive value, not hurting anybody, stealing anybody, killing, or whatever the case may be. If you want to go there, something that's actually making you your vibration on a positive, not a negative. Because certain people do have some tendencies to have some pretty fucked up issues going on within their head, and I think it comes from the abusive nature of growing up, certain environments. If your parents was even supportive of your shit, of your ideas, or even open to giving you, see, that's one thing I gotta say. My parents, they wasn't as controlling, so I did have an understanding where I was more open. I had an open mind. And one of the things when I think about it too, I had to start early. I just 10 years old pretty much. My dad went to prison at age 10. My mom, that's when everything just started going crazy, family-wise, right? No stable housing, moving all the time, not really having a parent scenario, because I was always making decisions. Shit, I got busted a few times, right? Handwriting my parents' names and stuff like that on a few documents and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was like just being able to be mature enough, especially at that age, and really getting a grasp of what life was really about and being observant. So now, as I've been manifesting within these particular experiences, I tend to pay attention to my surroundings, pay attention to the adults, pay attention to the older generation, what they're doing. Okay, what are they not doing that's actually can benefit what they're doing, later on in life or later on in my life. That's the key thing. Even like when you get like the other day, I had one of the biggest brothers in the gym came to me and was like, "Man, I see you getting gains over here." You know what I'm saying? So What you think's going on in my even though I don't have no ego, it's not no ego, but I'm like, yeah, I'm on the path, right? Here's the way to measure certain things. I'm on the path. But look, I've been doing this for a long time. This is what these things that people need to understand. As you get older, you should have an experience that is actually building blocks to what you're prescribing or developing. I just want to become very aesthetic. I want to be very mobile. I want to be more efficient with my muscle, right? So I'm not saying I got to be the strongest man in the room, but at the same time, I'm going to give you, you're going to be like, whoa, you feel me? That aha moment. That's the mindset I want to give you. That aha moment. You ain't going to just come in on this old man. This old man got something for you. You feel me? So if you looking at it that way, I'm older to some, I'm younger to a lot. You feel me? It's an understanding, perception, right? Perception. So substance abuse treatment, it's out there, it's available. You know what I'm saying? It's out there, it's available. I don't know how supportive they are. You know what I'm saying? I think the best support is more mind understanding, controlling, getting yourself in a better environment. You know what I'm saying? Not allowing certain people in your life that actually help with that abusive nature, Because that's one of the other problems we're having, especially in the black community. You talking about addictions, and then we got other people who's helping those addictions, that people are really close to you. Y'all not feeling me. I don't think y'all be hearing me on none of these shows. People say they got questions. I want to hear more of your questions. What are the thoughts going through your head? I don't have all the answers, but I know it's certain things. I know it's certain manners or habits that we're dealing with within our family lives. And then we're wondering why all this separation, all this. No, I'm not feeling you. I'm out of here. Bye. See ya. Or they're abusing that. They're adding to the value. They're causing the problem. Then when they die, they got all this shit to say. I should not did this. I should not did. Yeah, you shouldn't have did it. You're buying into the bullshit. Kind of like we still buy into the NFL playoffs and all this other. You know, this shit is so phony. Sports is so look, sports is. I picked up this book because I thought this would be very instrumental to the brothers and sisters out there, especially in the sport world, or in not even just the sport world, the fitness world. This book right here, The Origins of Sports, on the Origins of Sports. Interesting book. It came out in 2016. I'm surprised it took this long to come out, something like this, right? But the funny thing about it is like this. We tend to get, we're so entertained, brothers and sisters. I don't know if you've seen that movie, The Midwife Bodyguard or some shit, the series or whatever it is. When it came on, I believe it or not, I went to the movie theater, Regal, movie theater the other day. I was surprised I even walked in there. I'm looking at all these old ass movies. Jerry Maguire, don't take me wrong, that's a good movie. But my point, I'm looking at all these older movies they're featuring on at the theater. Now, you know that's uncommon, right? Movie theater usually bringing out the movie, right? They're introducing the movie. But this wasn't the case. They had this midwife or whatever this bodyguard, hitman bodyguard or whatever the shit was. Interesting enough. And I didn't watch the first one, so remind you, I didn't even know who was in the movie. All I seen was Samuel Jackson. I was like, okay, cool. And the other sister, the fine ass sister, I think she's Latino, or from Latin country, and she played with Banderas, one of the brother. I forgot her name, but and then your boy Reynolds. I think his name is Reynolds, Ron Reynolds, or something like that. The dude who Drew Poole or something. He's a comedian to me, as far as I'm concerned. So I get in the movie theater, and you know the introductions to the movie. You know, introductions to the movie. It's like 20 minutes now. Did y'all know that? Almost 30 minutes you're in just watching the previews till you actually get to the movie. So they finally get to the movie, and I'm thinking, what the fuck am I watching? The introduction was just so, and I guess it was a dream he was having, I'm guessing. But just how it started, it was like, are you serious? You know, are you serious? Hollywood is substance abuse. Hollywood is addictive, right? Now, what do I mean by that? Is certain issues going on within Hollywood where you're not even... Why are these guys like Morgan Freeman? They're playing in these movies that are like so underrated for them. Maybe I'm just... Bear with me, people. Love you. If you don't know, You Are the Gym podcast show, where we talk mental, physical, spiritual. We go in some deep thought here. We ask the questions, and that's really the key thing. Hollywood, y'all need to start asking questions. Shout out to you, Dark Knight. What's up with you, bruh? Congratulations on your bodybuilding expertise, my brother, because I know you killing it anyway. Any calisthenic brother get up in the bodybuilding game, they gonna kill it. Shout out to you, though. But my point is, we talk about substance abuse as well as addiction. And one of the things I think with Hollywood, they're done. The illusion is done. You feel me? You can't play the people. The people are so, we're so zombie-like. We can't even comprehend. You see what I'm saying? We can't even comprehend. Therefore, the ignorance. Therefore, the stupidity. We're zombie-like mentality. Hollywood is not even credited for good movies no more. When you're remaking Aretha Franklin 2 times in a row, they just made a series of it. Now you want to do a movie with Jennifer Hudson? Are y'all with me? Come on. It's like we don't even, especially, and this is what I don't like about black folks or African Americans. Why do we destroy the essence? We destroy legacies. We literally destroy legacies of great, innovative artists. Aretha Franklin, how you gonna fuck that up? Yeah, I mean, come on, people. We talk about Black Lives Matter, all this bullshit, but ain't nothing changing. Ain't nothing changing. And you know why it ain't changing? Because we ain't doing nothing in the law books. The cops still beating motherfuckers down. Everywhere. They expressing that everywhere. They making sure it's public now. They don't give a damn. Woo-hoo. We see him all the time. Marvin, yeah, I know, same thing. Marvin Gaye too. All day. We just keep exploiting. We destroying the legacies, and then we're wondering why nobody respect it. You feel me? We wonder why nobody respect it. Who's Tupac? Who's this? Who's that? All of them. All the greats. All of them. We shit on them. We don't. Why we don't rap? Look, like Quincy Jones is still living. I don't even know why they haven't really made a movie with Quincy. Quincy Jones is probably 80% of our music influence in the black community. Literally. You know how many... Sarah Vaughan. Anybody know who she is? All the... But look, Quincy Jones, don't take me wrong. Quincy Jones have a bad side to him too. Some of the things that was going on with Tupac and some issues like that. Okay, we can talk about that all day, debatable, boom, boom. But Quincy Jones has created one of the best artists of all time, and we still talk about this brother Michael Jackson, right? Even though they're shitting on his legacy too. The Prince, everybody. Come on, brothers and sisters. We talk about substance abuse. We talk about substance abuse and addiction. Now, don't tell me, you telling me all the people I just named was on some type of drug besides Tupac. He got shot up, right? With what we know of. We don't even know if that's even real. Or if they was already clones prior to that. They're rather talking crazy. Shout out to all the viewers. But we talking substance abuse and we talking addiction. Now, let's talk about the psychology on addiction. This was interesting. Psychology on addiction. Now we know what psychology means. Psychology is the mind, studying of the mind, right? How we think, how we process, how we move, how we get down. What are we doing? This is another thing. What are you doing to benefit or giving value, not just to yourself, but to the world, right? To the world. Substance abuse. Addiction. 105, if you don't know this, you are the gym, putting it down, making it happen. Just asking the questions. That's all I'm doing. What does psychology say about addiction? Let me read that. This is coming from Google resource. Psychology today makes it quite simple. When a person engages in an activity that is pleasurable but cannot stop doing it, even to the detriment of everyday living, such as work, behavior, work, hobbies, family, time, finances, etc., and health and well-being suffer as a result of this. See, here's another thing. The psychology of addiction. We see this within some of these abusive natures. I wouldn't even say abusive nature. Yeah, to an extent of where you have like the Elon Musk where they're staying up all night, even though they don't even have to do that shit. Far as what they've been able to do, missing all this time, no family time, none of that stuff. These are the things they keep selling us. Oh, wake up at 5 and do this and do that. All these things have its certain discipline, and I think it all has its place, right? But don't get caught up in the bullshit. This is the thing. We getting caught up in the bullshit. We get caught up in the... You're seeing the results, but the results kind of are manipulated, right? To an extent. If you're with me on that, if that makes sense, if that kind of... Because these are energies, right? Substance abuse and addiction, these are energies. But there are certain energies that I think we tend to abuse, or we tend to get addicted, kind of like that Go-Gurt or that yogurt that you just can't stop eating, right? Or that piece of candy that you just can't stop eating, or that chocolate, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. But see, when it becomes addictive or when it becomes abusive, you seeing it's reflecting somewhere on your physical fitness or physical appearance. There we go. Your physical appearance. Food, therefore, even your sayings, like certain things that you speak on. Oh, I feel you. I'm with that. Hell no. You know, how you respond. Think about it. Certain nature, and you tend to take other people's, the people you're around, you tend to start utilizing some of their verbiage as well. You know, right? Substance abuse. Addictions. Think about it. It all has its play. That's what I'm trying to say. It all has its play. Not trying. I'm saying it. Because like I say, it doesn't matter if you're my mother. Why am I going to buy into that abusive nature or buy into that addictive nature? I don't want to support that, and I'm sure you don't want to support that. Because if the tables was turned, you're going to try to help me, correct? That's why you have the mother who go bail their child out. Even though all it's doing is harming, all it's doing is making it worse. Because you're giving them an understanding that whatever I do wrong, I'm going to get it right. It's going to be a right aspect. It's going to be a right movement, right? Think about this. This is a nature we actually been creating within our environments and a lot of our family environments. Oh, my mom's got me. My brother got me, you know. How many times did that happen? When there would come a time when the crackheads selling all your shit and you still giving them money. Still bailing them out. All of a sudden you missing TVs and all kinds of shit. Where's my computer at? It's at the pawn shop. And he lost it at the pawn shop. I had those events too happen to me. Believe it or not. I'm sure we all had something like that happen to us. Something similar. Y'all not ready for me. Substance abuse. Addiction. They are energies, right? They are energies. They are chakras. Let me say it like that. These are certain chakras outside entity chakras. You know what I'm saying? Because all energy moves. All energy affects, right? All energy affects. Some kind of vibration is going on. Negative, positive. Positive, negative. It's all the chaos, right? Hence, everything coming together, the chaos. Even though the chaos is organized. Oh, my goodness. So let's back up a little bit. What has been creating this abusive or substance abuse nature or addiction nature? I remember once upon a time, I grew up in Alaska, right? And I had a friend, his parents owned a natural store, a natural alternative store. Years ago. This was years ago. This is over 30 years ago. More than that now. Shit. Remind you, in Alaska, small rinky-dink town, Fairbanks. Natural Sunshine, I think it's called. Been around for years. So I grew up with that mentality. I never really got into the popping the pills because I was always afraid as a youngster when my mom said gave me a Tylenol and stuff. I was even hesitant to even do that back then. And this was 80s. This is the 80s, going into the 80s. Tylenol, Bear. You remember that? It was only a few things in the cabinet. Y'all remember that? The cupboard, the kitchen cupboard. Come on, let's start backing it up a little bit. Those of you who's, I would say those of you who's 35 and down, 35 and up right now, 35 and up. You're with me. The cabinet. You remember going to the cabinet and you probably see maybe 2 pill bottles in the whole fucking thing back in the 80s. Now in the 90s you started changing. All kinds of shit started popping up in there. They started making all types of... Think about how big the what was it called? Something AIDS. What was it? It was the section they had in the different areas. You know, before Walgreens was really Walgreens. Rite Aid. You remember Rite Aid? What was the other one? Bartell's. This is in Seattle, them areas, right? Between these pharmaceuticals, or these pharmacies as they used to call them back in the day, right? Before all of them just started blowing the fuck up. Started seeing them on every block, right? But them particular sections in the stores, like the grocery stores, were very small back then. Y'all not with me. Y'all not paying attention. I'm telling you. Because there's certain things that have been going on within our culture we're not taking the time to look at, and where these abusive natures are coming from, or addictive natures are coming from. Because all of a sudden now we got everybody caught up on opioids, popping pills like a motherfucker. And look at the fitness game. I've been in fitness all my life. I was hesitant to even do creatine before that was really big, right? They was doing creatine, when I think about it, they was doing creatine in my high school. Well, we didn't know about that shit. We wasn't even paying attention to that. The only thing we probably paid attention to was a multivitamin. That was when GNC started coming up in the fucking place. It was the only place, well, commercial-wise, GNC, in that natural store. But I wasn't in that natural store. I thought GNC was the shit because it was nationwide. Y'all not with me. Substance abuse, addiction. So you had them playing their part. They playing their part. Then you started really getting into the fitness world. You really started getting into bodybuilding, right? I started getting back into bodybuilding real deep. Because I started at 10 years old, playing on the football team. Sam Harris, shout out to you, my coach. Peace, the realest coach I ever had. That's one of the realest coaches I ever had. He broke us in. He took us to a whole nother level. That's when we became elite athletes. A group of us, too. It was a bunch of us during that period of time. Literally, during that period of time. And then we started getting into, I started learning more, especially after high school, I started learning more about working out, bodybuilding. Don't remind you, my examples was Ronnie Coleman, Cutler. We was all the same age. You feel me? So that's what really kind of put things in perspective. You looking at Ronnie Coleman, you like this. Well, I do, right? You know, even though I wasn't inspired to be that big or anything like that. I mean, the biggest I ever was 191. I was fat, but I was throwing up like 320. My bench press was like 320. Hands down. And I almost did that twice. You know, but I was a bigger dude. I had a bigger frame, right? But that was never the point. But the point is, then you started learning more about the pharmaceuticals. You know, certain things that help you add muscle, vascularity, whatnot, back in the day. Because it was all that, remember the bulking cycle? Everybody want to get bulked up. Then we want to shrink down. Then we want to get all cut the fuck up. You know, now we understand, well, some of us understand now, you don't even have to do that. You just get your muscle. Get it while the getting is good. And you do hit your plateau. by 30, you do hit your plateau. You've seen that actually it's getting younger because the everything the genetic wise is going down. Genetically, I think we're getting weaker as a species. Keep it real with you. Even though we're getting faster and all these other progressions and certain things, but when you're looking at their quick fibers and all that other quick titch fibers and stuff, it's a new form, a way of training too. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I'm training because I do a lot of HIIT training, high intensity interval training. You know, explosive, but then at the same time, I do my serious compound movement, get down and get busy. You feel where I'm coming? But see, that's the whole progression of understanding how you get down, how you work. You know, and learning from the expertise or learning from brothers and sisters other than around you that are actually getting results that you want to see. You know, I want to be vascular all year round. I know calisthenics allow me to do that. You feel what I'm saying? Not just weightlifting, not looking buff because I'm not a bodybuilder. You feel what I'm saying? I want to be body, but I want the mind, the body, the soul, the finances, and everything. I want every aspect of it. That's why I'm talking here. That's why I'm talking now. Substance abuse. Addiction. That brother addicted. The only thing I'm addicted to is that gym. Don't let the gym pass you up. You feel me? And don't keep passing it up. I'm talking to all my young brothers. Look, young brothers and sisters, family members, and all of y'all. Stop being lazy. Stop always having some fucking excuse about why you can't get down, why you can't control your heart rate, your metabolism. Start working out. Get a jump rope. You got a garage, you got outside, get outside and do some jump roping. It's not hard. Even if you're doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, get it in. Go do some walking around your neighborhood. Get it in. Stop making excuses for shit. Then you wonder why you can't move and get around. Got a big ass fucking belly. How people, that's not even healthy. You're not even going to live your efficient life because you got a fucking belly. And it's all crimed up. It's all kind of shit up in there. And then you wonder why you always sick and can't do this and can't do that. You know, you got dis-ease, you got gut problems in the worst area. Literally, your stomach is the worst area because everything goes through there. Y'all are not feeling me. I'm telling you, y'all not understanding substance abuse and addiction. We're addicted to the wrong things. And then we got the nerve to voucher for it too. We all, like I said, we got an excuse. Start making positive abusiveness. Start making positive addictions. That's actually adding value to your life. Not because, oh, it's good and it feels good for that moment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sitting here saying I always feel good 100% of the time. No. I'm going through a burnout right now. I'm just getting over the burnout. You feel where I'm coming from? I'm just getting over the burnout. And my performance is proving it too. When I'm doing pull-ups and crazy stuff, I'm like, wow, okay, better control of my body. Getting a more understanding, the discipline, brothers and sisters. Now I just got my running shoes. I keep telling my manager, yep, get ready because I'm about to run a mile in about 3 minutes. Y'all think I'm bullshit. I'm about to break a record up in this motherfucker. Y'all talking about all these people up on this Olympics and all this other thing. That's games. Let's go get some real shit up in here. Go do some some Spartan or one of these crazy ass events. The Iron Man or something. Go get busy. Let's get busy in that. Let's prove something. Even if the Iron Man was set up like a literally like a military setup, taking like a military scenario, maybe some fake bullets, I don't know. See how serious brothers and sisters are when it comes to their physical fitness. Because see, when adrenaline start pumping, it's a totally different ball game. And the nature comes out of you. You feel me? The nature comes out of you. That's when you start pushing the envelope, as they say, pushing the envelope. Fuck pushing the envelope. Pushing a new world order, right? A new world order, a new understanding of what you're able to do. Because there's really no limits unless you limit yourself. Uh-oh. Substance abuse. Addiction. That brother getting dead. And these are energies, like I said, these are energies that you incorporate, or some cases you don't incorporate. You leave out. Because when I tend to have certain things, I tend to be a very psycho type of brother. Even like, I think you got to do this with your women too. Or your relationships. You got to cycle things. You got to allow things to go through, right? Maybe that might sound a little crazy, whatever. But I want to talk a little bit more about relationships too. Because relationships are very interesting. Because it's like, when you do get in that addictive nature, you tend to abuse it. It's the other way around. And you don't appreciate it. Because can you communicate? And I know this can be true. You can communicate without communicating. It's not that you forgetting. It's not that you leaving out or you don't want to talk to anybody. It's just the whole thing. Look, let me get my energies. Let me get my thoughts together. Let me think about what I'm actually engaging into. Yeah. That shout out to all my girlfriends over the years. Hands down. Hands down. Because we all need it. We all need to reflect on our thinking, on our mind, on us, on our individual modality or walk or journey, right? I don't go dreads because I practice Rastafarian. I grow dreads because it's a journey. These are my thoughts. That's how I think. I'm open. You feel what I'm saying? I'm open. And I like how my hair is free forming, even though I don't let it free form because I'm controlling the journey, or somewhat controlling the journey, even though I make choices, right? We make choices. Yeah, nay. Okay, I'm going to go there. Now I'm not going to go there. Do I want to get in this relationship? What do I want to get from this relationship? That's another thing I don't think we pay attention to in these certain love relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend. What is the purpose? What is the outcome? Is it the supportive aspect? You down with me building this industry? You down with building this legacy with me? Or vice versa? Let's go down. Let's sit down. Let's plan. Abusive. Addiction. 105, and we just keeping it moving. 105. If you don't know, this is the You Are the Gym podcast show, where we're live here on Instagram and we're live on the recording. And we're just giving it to you raw, keeping it 100. Like I said, even if I don't get one person on here, it's all about the thoughts. What's actually going on. This is my reflection. I'm actually sharing with you guys my reflection of substance abuse, of addiction, and some of my past history, some of my past events. I mean, I knew this as a young child, well, I was probably a teenager then. My uncle used to take me up to the university, Fairbanks University, right? University of Fairbanks. And it was a sister who played basketball. She was so cold back in the day. Cold. I'm not even going to mention her name on here. Years later, still in the same environment. This sister, college, hands down. She would have went to the WNBA. She would have been hands down all day. Cracked out, probably meth out now. Years later, I seen her, and it just sad story. And you know what? It's been a lot of those stories where I come from, known as Fairbanks, Alaska. 99701. Y'all not with me, I'm telling you. And it has been a substance abuse matter, and it's as well as addiction issues. But one of the biggest things I keep saying is your environment. But then you got people who can get out the environment and go to a whole nother country or a whole nother city and find the same abusive, addictive nature of people and get around them and start the habit over again instead of making a new life. Y'all not with me. See, but is it the ghetto that lives in you, as they used to say, or the ghetto, outside? I think it's an inside thing, right? It's an inside game, inside the game, inside the mind of Michael Jordan. That's what they need to name his video. Inside the mind of Michael Jordan, or inside the mind of Tiger Woods. What is going on in there? That's the difference. It's a difference. It's a mindset, right? It's a discipline. That's the difference. We talked about this with LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, obviously, his mind is totally different. How he think about things is totally different. His approach is totally different, right? And his approach is more concrete because it makes more sense. Because there's more people that win the game, if that makes sense. Kind of like the understanding of what Mr. Bill Gates created. He created software. He knew that it was going to be manufactured over every computer. What, 80% of the computers once upon a time? Personal computers? Software. It wasn't the computer, it wasn't the makers, even though once upon a time that was an issue. That was the bread and butter, the people who made the tools to mine the gold. But it says who got the most gold makes the rules, right? Who got the most gold is these banks. Who got the most money is these banks. They're making all the rules until they take that from you. But they don't say cash ain't gonna do a shit anyway. I mean, if you running around here and you got cash, that ain't gonna do you no good. Cause it ain't gonna have no value. What got value? Gold got value. Bacardi got value. And look, you can lose. That's another thing, like Bacardi got value. Think about it. Because you can heal yourself with that. Take care of different remedies you got going on. Even if you got problems in the head, you can drink it. Right? You can trade it. You can get rid of. You can do it. You see what I'm saying? You can barter. That's that got value. Toilet paper. Well, toilet paper ain't gonna mean shit if nobody eating. Right? Toilet paper ain't shit if nobody eating. Nobody shit nowhere. Hence where you got your homeless. All of a sudden you seeing shit all down the sidewalks down. Human shit. Not dog shit. Human shit. Y'all not ready for me. Y'all not ready for the reality. That's what was so funny about the situation with the coronavirus last year. Everybody went to buy toilet paper. I'm thinking to myself, okay, everybody buying toilet paper, but everybody gonna be fucking sick because they ain't gonna be able to eat shit because they ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. Hence, all people getting sick. Everybody taking the vaccine. Quickly go take it too. Out of all these diseases we done had, all of a sudden this is the main one. It ain't killing nobody. It ain't killing nobody. You know what's killing people? Is the thought. Is the abusive nature. The abusive mindset of, fear. That's killing everybody. That's what's killing everybody. And you know all the people who's been dying of this so-called coronavirus? And I don't even think it's coronavirus. I think it's been the flu anyway. It's the flu. They don't have no, you can't even tell the difference between the flu and the coronavirus. You can put them picture by picture and it's the same shit. What you've been dying from the past years, what they've been shooting you up with and how they shooting you up and is not taking care, is not curing the shit. Anybody think about that a little bit? I talked about that a little bit. Abusive nature, substance nature. We don't talk about that shit. We just go right along to our guys who's in that white coat, the woman in the white coat. Yeah, shoot me up with, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Give it to me. See, because we already got that substance abuse nature. Take a pill. Take a shot. We ready for it too. We didn't hesitate. Let me go get this. And then it's funny too, because all the people, all the symptoms you having, when you after you get the shot and the shit happen. Look, they gave you the fucking shit. They gave you the coronavirus. That's why you respond in the way you respond. They do that with AIDS too. They give you AIDS to see how your body responds to the AIDS. It's little micro. Go look it up. It's there. It's in the books. It's there. They've been given everything. That's the crazy thing too. Everything is here. Everything's available for us. But we seem like we don't even want to even journey into it. Why you think the thoughts come? Why you think the certain theories are out there? I don't understand. We have all this self-help, personal development, everything that move you forward. But we're going backwards because what's happening is we're relying more. Y'all gonna be mad at me on this one. We're relying more on our government that don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about us, Tupac song. They don't care about us, Michael Jackson song. Look it up. They don't give a fuck about us. And they're telling you, and they're giving you anything and everything you will buy into. Baseball. We haven't seen don't take me wrong, I haven't, go watch, what was really inspiring movie I watched a couple weeks ago. It was a couple weeks. Babe Ruth and his story. I didn't even know how deep Babe Ruth was. Literally, because he was the Michael Jordan back in the day. He was the Michael Jordan. Babe Ruth was the Michael Jordan. Shit, hence we see a candy bar of this motherfucker still today. Babe Ruth. Y'all not feeling me, man. Substance abuse, addiction. And I've been on here way too long. I'm up here, got 1 hour and 22 minutes. Shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to all my deep divers as we go deep into the wisdom, into the knowledge, into the understanding of who, what, when, where. Substance abuse. And maybe I didn't touch a couple things that you was tending to think that I was going to address it. That's why I love to hear your comments. That's why I love to hear what you have to say, what you can add, what we can add of value. What are some of the, let me say this, what are some of the solutions, with substance abuse, with addiction? Let me just throw that out before I get off here. What could be some of the solutions? See, you got to go get some help. Even if it's not a physical help, maybe you can read a book. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can read a book or listen to a book or even view a book. They got lovely YouTube review books, videos that's actually very powerful. Talk about exactly what the book is breaking down. It might not go deep into the psychology of it or theory, but at the same time it gives you the basis of what's going on. Therefore, it can kind of paint a little picture for you or build a foundation base for you to kind of give you an understanding of what's actually happening to you. Meditate. Take some time. Do some deep breathing. Meditate. Start out at 5 minutes. Then just start adding another 5 minutes. Go by 5-minute increments. You feel what I'm saying? Just giving your mind, body, soul, everything, just relax a little bit. Talk to yourself. Some people trip at me because I be talking to myself. I know my girlfriend, she had mentioned that a few times to me. Oh, you be talking to... Yeah, I talk to myself. I love talking to myself. I'm my best motivator. You feel me? I'm my best motivator. Or demotivator, however you want to look at it. But at the same time, I pretty much motivate myself. I'm going to kill this. That's my mindset. I'm going to kill this. Whatever venture, whatever thing you're dealing with or working with, my brothers and sisters, and I'm going to end it with that. Meditate. 5 minutes. And we'll talk about that too. I got even some meditation techniques on my videos. They're older, but I might do some new ones. Shout out to everybody, the viewers in love and all across the world, the globe, and everybody else. And we up out of here, and I'm out of here. And we're gone. We're gone. We're out. My double ego, super ego, and triple ego. You know how they do. I think it's 3 egos. Super, double, and coming to America. Captain America. I'm out. Y'all have a great day. Stay strong. Peace. I'm out of here.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.